anticipate was, I honestly, when I got the phone call, I thought the show was made specifically for me. Whoever created it, when they didn't know, God gave them that idea just for me. Like, for real, that's literally how I felt when I seen the concept of it. It's like, you know, because coming from a faith background, it's like, you know, I went through the Hollywood thing, then I left and went to Bible college and surrendered Hollywood. And, you know, God was just showing me like, nah, man, I put you on the front row for a reason. You know what I mean? I let you get that chance for a reason. And me and my, you know, what I thought I knew, I thought I'm doing what God wanted me to do. And all right, I'm in the community. And it's like, nah, when we brought the show, it was like, man, I was just preparing you. You know what I mean? And that was what I thought was my destination was just my preparation. You know what I'm saying? And it was like, no, we still got some miles to go. So I picked the Hollywood thing back up. So, and with that, I for sure thought I was going to win. I don't want to say like, sound like cocky, but it's just like, because yeah, it was like the concept I felt was for God. I felt everything was tailor-made for me. And so for me, it was almost, hey, do your thing, God, and I'm gonna fight as hard as I can, but I know I'm gonna need you. And for me, it was just like watch God work, like just watch out, Gabriel, like watch me work. And my faith is on fire because of that. You know, and I think that was a big part of, you know, what it was, because it's like, man, you put me on ABC to declare your glory, like, oh man, where the president at? I'm going to the White House next. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, wherever we can go, I'm ready. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah, so I love it.
So it's like what I find awesome is that how we keep moving God the Lord. In this day and age, I mean, we need more of that. People need to see more of that. They don't see a lot of that. It's like, you know, they were saying earlier how they were taking it out of school.
Right.
You know, and even out of the court system. It's not even, it doesn't even say God will trust anymore inside the court system. Orchestrate. God is awesome how he orchestrates that thing. And then you know how you said that, what I was hearing when you were saying, it's like it was tailor-made for you. It's like you make sure what easy when he's going to do something. And so that's when people change laws for his children. People open doors. You know what I'm saying? And then we have gatekeepers, right? And so some people that are in a position of that are gatekeepers, they originally got that position from God. But they forget that he has a master key. And so he can be a key for you to slide right over. And
That's
so
powerful.
Okay, so the next question would be, could you share some details about the prize that you won and how much is it?
The prize money, everybody knows the prize was all fighting for $100,000. Yeah, for $100,000. So I won that. My plans, what I want to do with it is building a community. Like, you know, like when I left Hollywood the first time, God had me on the front line of the community. And now seeing it was for me to get front row seat of that, you know, knowledge of how to do that, how to run these events, what's benefiting and what's not benefiting. Like you were saying, in the school system, there's a lot of places that we can plug into. And so I definitely want to use the prize money to build in the community. Like, you know, I have this vision of this summer camp, you know what I mean? But it got this prayer walk, you know what I mean? Where you get 0.5, half a mile in, this big statue of David holding Goliath's head, and Moses parting the Red Sea, like when you get a mile in, and, you know, just this property for, you know, youth services with a faith field. You know, I believe if we could get these kids during their summer, you know what I mean? Number one, we tell them there's no summer, but it's going to be the best summer of their life. It's going to be swimming, fishing, and you know what I mean? Like, from our community, it's going to be the best summer, but it's like, you know, and to fill them with God, and then send them back to these communities, and send them back to these schools, change over different filters. You know, what I seen that, you know, even with the church, somebody gave us these filters. So if I'm like, am I going to the club? Like, it's going to have to go through that church filter. Like, whether I go or not, like, somebody gave me an extra filter. And I'm looking at, you know, the youth of my peers, they don't have these filters. They don't have that biblical filter. They don't have that father filter, you know what I mean? And to continue putting these filters in these young people, because when those thoughts do, they're going to come. But now you have a filtration system to send you to. So that's what I'm going to do. Oh, right. Yeah. Statue,
especially if you're visual,
right.
As a youth seeing that, yeah, that's a good impression. Okay, so you mentioned your intention to get back to the community. Can you tell us more about plans
Yeah, I definitely we're playing for the whole campus. Like, you know, I mean, this whole campus, the idea is to, when you come to the gates of this campus, you almost get a map to where it's like the Knott's Berry Farm almost for youth services. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we have everything. You go do the anger management over here, or you can go figure out how to create a business, put a logo on a t-shirt. Like, you know what I mean? So it's almost like, I want to give them a map. You know what I mean? Almost like a Disneyland for youth. I'm also developing like my music. You know, I'm stepping back in. I was signed to Def Jam for a minute. Got a song with Fabulous called Cakes. Then I got Sanctified. It changed, you know. So it's like I want to come in this time with a whole different message. You know what I mean? Like I said, I done went to Bible college. I done got equipped, studied to show myself approved. Still studying. You never arrive, but you know, I think the message in music is totally different now. So some positive inspiration music. Developing a comic book, crazy comic book. It's called GGC, Gorilla Gas Crew. I don't know if you remember the Looney Tunes, right?
Yeah.
And so this is their crew, but it's believers. You know, there's one. It's a long story, but it's a Christian comic book. It's about this gorilla named Abraham, and he finds the scripture, but he was this like sideshow gorilla. Like it's in the future, so they would inject these animals with this ooze or something. And so they're massive animals, but he was chained up in a circus. So the kids would come to the circus and try to knock the gorilla out. He just punch his face all day. That's what you do. They try to knock this gorilla out. Anyway, he ends up escaping, and he finds the abandoned gas station. And it ends up blowing. And so God is leading, but they got to wear gas masks, gorilla gas crew. So, you know, and it's abandoned gas station, but God ended up leading these other animals, this little bird, little three sisters, that's rabbits. And so what these animals, they have this crew, and they're sending messages to the humans that, you know, his name is Abraham, so he finds scripture. He's trying to find out where the rest of this comes from. So, you know, he's discovering the Bible and all this, but then they start sending these messages to the humans. Like, we think the Messiah is coming back, and these end-time messages from these animals. So it's a comic book, it's crazy, but yeah, man, everything I'll do, man, I want to make sure there's a message of eternity in there, for sure. Yeah.
That's a bad
Download.
Right. Okay, so what is your personal connection to the community, and why is it so important
To the community, I'm a child of the community, baby kid. You know, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, you know, my dad, when we was coming, my dad always had a youth program. So all the bad kids in the neighborhood would be at our house. And we've seen the change that it made in their lives. You know, he would go take the kids door to door in the organization called Drug Free Youth selling candy. And we would realize, like, these boys really go home and help their mom pay rent. Like, you know what I mean? With this candy door-to-door money. And just the impact, just looking at the school system, just looking at the gap, you know, the fatherlessness in our community especially. That there are gaps that, you know, we are called to fill. You know what I mean? We have to reach back to that next generation. So when I look at things like, when I redefine success, I thought success was a nice car and house and all this, but you know what I mean? Once I got a true definition of what success is, once I understood like what's walking in your calling and what's being popular, you know what I mean? Once I started, you know, really looking at true character, you know, they would give us our hero. My hero was Tupac, you know what I'm saying? But then when I started reading about King David, and I saw that form of strength, it was like, yo, that's a different type of strength, you know. And so, yeah, really just...
So share with us, so what have you learned about success from versus what you thought it was, what you learned? How share that?
Right, so I mean, because I thought, you know, I'm from North Carolina. You know, I thought once you get, I got signed to a record deal. I thought once you get signed, you buy your mama a house, you buy your car, that's successful. You got a few little ladies, you get like, you know what I'm saying? And then you realize, hold on, man, these guys' daughters, like, what do you mean, man? They unique, man. Like, you can't have 30, you need one. Like, you know, and started looking at through the lenses of God's value. You know, number one, as a young man or woman, like, to redefine my relationship to a woman, to redefine like, oh, I can bring you more value than just laying down with you, like, you know what I mean? We can build things together, so just really defining stuff. So even to my friends, like, you know, we think about a bunch of girls in a nice car and success, and it's like, nah, but if I'm able to give you a job. That's success. If I'm able to make a way, like, you know, if you can send your little nephew to my office because he y'all ain't got nothing to do with him, I can send him back, you know, to quote me scripture. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's success. You know what I mean? We can power all of the worldly things, but once you die, you never see a U-Haul behind the hearse. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, well, you can't take none of that with you. So what is life about? And you realize it's about relationships. It's about building with people, because the only thing you can take with you is people. You know what I mean? Meet me in heaven, boy. Like, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, redefining those things, like, oh wow, it ain't about the chains and the, you know, and getting a little bit of money and realizing like, oh, this is gonna leave quick. You know what I mean? Like, this ain't, I can't find my value in this. You know, so yeah.
The value, like, I just want to know when we talk about women and understanding that there are purpose and duties in the lives that and then what you have to offer to bring. What I think a lot of young men miss is that your name has value.
Right.
Your name Cannon has value. Not I'm not speaking into Nick Cannon, but what I'm saying is your name has value because that name Gabriel Cannon can be given to your life. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's value in that when you can give a woman your name.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Build a legacy.
Right. And you have your kids, and your kids have your name.
Right.
Yes. And it's value in that. And then like you said, with the scriptures, the kids that come to your office and you give them the scripture, what does it say? Well, I don't know if it's a scripture, but I know it says one water, one plant, and God gives the increase.
Right.
And so that sticks with them. You know what I'm saying? You know, God will do it for us. And so that's the priceless stuff that you can't pay for. You know, that money can't, you know, maintain. Because you know, walking in the problem, truly helping people. And
That's the stuff that help you go to sleep. Like, because for me it was hard. Like, when I was striving for success, my mind was always good. There was no peace. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like, it's always an idea, okay, I gotta go direct this tomorrow. Okay, how do I, there's no peace because you're always striving, you know what I mean? And so walking, and I had a company called Chasing Amazing. And that's literally what I was doing, chasing after anything that I would say was amazing, Chasing Amazing. People, oh, we love that name. And I began to become that. Like, now I'm chasing amazing. And my brother was like, what about following God? And so I compared to chasing amazing and following God. It's two totally different, like, you know what I mean? It's like, yo, which one are you doing and which one? And so I had to stop chasing these dreams or chasing these ideas of what a man's supposed to be, or, you know what I mean? I just had to start following. We can, not easy, this faith walk ain't no cakewalk. Right, but it became, I'm not striving.
it wasn't like, what's that word that he's hustling?
Right, the instructions are there.
Right. And he wants us to hustle.
Right.
It's nowhere near hustle. You're going to choose to hustle.
Right.
Like you said, what's the word chasing?
Right.
You're never acquired because you're always
Chasing, it's that carrot, that's
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Okay. I think this one I like. I can't wait to do this one. This one. What you say about this one? Okay. So, do you have any role models or individuals who have inspired you, who inspire your philanthropic efforts? I know how to say that.
Absolutely. My dad gave us young, our heroes, Bruce Lee, Jesus, and Martin Luther King. Right? That was our hero. And then a little Michael Jackson on the side. We could watch it if he came on. We could watch Michael. Other than that, we couldn't watch TV, anything. So those people, I think the Bruce Lee, the strength, the discipline, the focus, the Martin Luther King, you know, the articulate, you know, that he is, that, you know, the speaker that he is, the leader that he is, and Jesus, of course, all that he is. You know, so he definitely gave us those heroes for different reasons. So those would definitely be the heroes. And who inspired me with the philanthropy, it was honestly my brother Nick. Like, they would go into these cities, and well, my dad, because I said he always had a youth organization. But when I first kind of realized that, yo, I could run with this myself, and Nick would always do the humanitarian thing. He'd go in the city, give away a bunch of backpacks, take his pictures, and he'd get on out, right? And I was able to, like, I would be there, I ran the street team, I had to clean all the stuff up, package all the leftover backpack, and I was able to get the feedback from the single mothers, like, telling us how much this stuff we got for free, how much, like, yo, they don't know how they have to spend on school clothes, and to get these first-hand testimonies of the impact. Like, you know what I mean? We was just, doing it for the glitter. We out here, that's what you're supposed to do, but to realize it's actually impacting and changing people's lives. It's like, man, we gotta do more of this. And then to see what Hollywood do, they'll do one event and they'll spend $500,000 for one night and it's over. And everybody like clapping. It's like, man, we could have built a rec center or something, like, you know what I mean? So to challenge Hollywood, that's my goal now, to challenge these brands, to challenge Hollywood, to be on the front line with us in this community, for sure. Because our community is their buyer, our youth is their buyers of tomorrow. Any brand, they're your buyers of tomorrow. Car brands, I mean, why not give them the tools today to prepare them to be your buyers of tomorrow? Now they can buy some stock. So, absolutely.
Out of any of your projects or initiatives that you're planning to do, are you looking for support to help you along with that?
Absolutely. I think in every aspect, whether it's comic books, whether it's this holiday season's turkey giveaway, we're doing like 10,000 turkeys, like, I think we're all better together. You could be his finger, you could be a fist. And for me personally, like I said, I'm in the community. I think we're stronger together. I think we get better ideas. My dad used to say, every idea is a good idea until we find the best. You know what I mean? I think everybody's fingerprint is different from anybody who ever lived before us who's going to live after us. That uniqueness, to tap into that. Like, I think we're better together forever, for sure.
Something more to
yeah. Oh, yeah.
So how do you hope to, you kind of told me that though, but this is one of the questions you were saying, how do you hope by your actions to inspire others to get involved in charitable work and
I plan on being a light, you know what I mean? Like Christ tells us, be a light on the hilltop, you know what I mean? I plan to use everything God gave me, like whether it's personality, whether it's being funny, to point you back to the source, you know what I mean? And I think if I'm a plug and I'm plugged into the source and I'm a light, if I keep telling everybody, they're gonna plug right there. Like, they're gonna start, all right, well, let me just see if it light up. Like, and I think, being that example, but also being human, you know what I mean? I, for a long time, was so scared to tell the world I love God because I knew what I am a man. And it's like, once I got rid of that, once I was like, I don't care what y'all think. Like, the worse you see me, the more I'm going to point to the Father because I need him. You know what I mean? I found a comfort in that. Like, man, you can see me when I'm going to say I'm sorry, but I know that I'm going to go to the Father. Like, you know what I mean? And to be fearless in that, and to be fearless that I am flawed. You know what I mean? Even in my music and writing, I'm getting back on that, but to be okay with being in need of help, you know what I mean? Like, even as a creative, to be okay, like, we want to figure it out ourselves, because, like, no, we were created by the Creator. So if I'm creating music, I gotta tap in, if you know what I mean, to be more creative, you know what I mean? So being fully dependent, I'm okay with that. We want to be a man, I'm a man, and all that. I'm fully dependent on somebody, and I think that's the best place to be.
What would you tell someone that if someone was watching you right now, that was that manly type, in a manly type position, or who was holding that manly type position, that you want to tell about where you're at today when it comes to God and fully believing in Him?
Man, I would tell them that, man, we don't have to hold the armor anymore. Like, it's okay to be vulnerable. Let's get back to them young boys we used to be. Like, that's when we were at our best. When we were those young boys, and we were okay to experience. Like, when we were young boys, we'll try it. We weren't embarrassed to try it. We wasn't, you know what I mean? So it was almost an innocent to us. But then we put all this armor on, and we put all these helmets and these mean mugs on it, to where we can't even pass each other on the street without, you know what I mean? I ain't never even seen dude before, but I'm still check, like, and once we put those things down, I think we tap back into our creativity, we'll tap back into our essence of what a man truly is, and that's a provider, a nurturer. You know what I mean? To fully, like, embrace being okay. Like, Yeah, it's hard though. It's hard to put the vibrato down. It's hard to, because that's what we think we are or supposed to be. They told us as little boys, men don't cry. You know what I mean? But we're hindering some of our best ideas, some of our best expressions. You know what I mean? We don't want to be tough, but I found out that you be sensitive with a female, she gonna love you. You know what I'm saying? You show your heart real quick. You know what I'm saying? You show her that you got some feelings in there, she gonna appreciate you more. So yeah, I would tell them, put the armor down, man, because we already got somebody fighting on our behalf.
That's true. Okay, so how has your faith or belief in God influenced your journey leading up to winning the plan?
My faith in God went up to I believe it got me where I was at. I believe I would have quit without faith in God. I believe I would have turned back. I believe I would have moved out of California. I wouldn't have had the patience to trust outside of myself. You know what I mean? Because I've thought and I've analyzed and seen some things and thought I had a good decision. And then I look back and realize that would have been the worst decision for me. You know, so my faith is everything that got me here. To have the journey, it's a reality show. I got a baby mama from a danger from a reality show, and it's like I vowed to never go on reality TV. You know what I mean? So just to have faith to take that leap. I don't know what this is. I don't know if this makes sense for me. Am I going to go embarrass myself? Am I going to go lose in front of the world? You know what I mean? So to even just take those steps, for me to win, and now be saying God this and God that, and then the next year I could be in a crazy situation. And what happened with God then? Boy, I'm crack. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, to hold on to that, to even be bold enough to say, hey man, whatever happened with me, we're gonna put it on the Father, like, cause that's what so my faith has everything to do with it. I wouldn't have faith. Every time I get on stage, I'm scared. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I gotta push through that, those butterflies, those self-identity. You know what I mean? My faith has to remind me of who I am. My brother's married Mariah Carey. Like, you know what I mean? I didn't even top that. Like, you know what I mean? But to have faith that, I'm unique, man. You the same way you organized all. I know you was doing some stitching over here too. So you know what I mean? Right. So yeah, if I want to hold on to God, I made my brother my idol, to be honest. Like he was and God had to show me, like, yo, you have an idol and it's your brother. You know what I mean? I had him on such a pedestal that the way he talked, the way he moved, I'm emulating because I show up in the room, it's like, you sure that's my kid, bro? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I see that. So it's like, I'm trying to put on this mask, and I lost myself putting on this mask, trying to somehow fit with somebody, you know what I mean? And it's like, yo, no, be you, man. So my faith, man, is everything for sure.
Okay. That was powerful when you said that some people never come out of that. They still live like that. So can you share any moments or experiences where you felt the divine presence guiding you in your pursuit of your goals?
The time I felt a divine presence, for sure, when I got the call of killing the fame, for sure. Like, it's like, God, this gotta be. Because I've been in the community for like the last 8 years, you know what I mean? And we done did Turkey Get Back, Christmas Get Back. And like I said, I've seen Hollywood on such another level. It's like, yo, man, we gotta do it at another level. It's another level that we can do it at, knowing that, but then praying, like, God, like, if this is where you want me, I'm here. But I know there's something inside of me that's just itching. Like, you know what I mean? And it's like, when he shows up, you know what I mean? Because he gonna show up, you know what I mean? It's almost like in that fire, you know what I mean? It's like, it's full over there. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta question, you know what I mean? Like, it's not, like, how for me, and like you said earlier, he gonna lay it out for you to where, and that helped me maneuver in life. Like, cause I'm a yes guy. Like, it's hard for me to say no to anybody about, hey, I just want to prove I'm a rider. I got your back. I'm a middle child, but to identify God, when, like you said, he adds no sorrow when he brings you stuff. You know what I mean? The doors are open. Like, you know what I mean? You just gotta walk. And so that helped me identify how he moves also.
Okay, last question. Okay, so many people turn to prayer and spirituality during challenging times. How has your faith supported you
It's supported me tremendously. If I go to the show, from the Claim to Fame show, I have my word with me. Like if you watch some episodes, they literally show me in my word reading, which was crazy to me. I didn't expect them to show that. But then to see what happened, and you got LGBT people all in there. We got one of the girls, Jimmy McCarthy's niece. We had to call her they. I ended up just calling her a real name because for me it was like, it's only one person though. Like what do you mean they? Like it's only one of them. But to see when I started reading my Bible on my own, like we literally started doing Bible studies in the house. Wow. To where people part of the LGBT community were on set. I mean that's really who ran those sets. But for them to be like, yo, you know what? Religion has like we kind of have a bad look on, but whenever you're reading that, I'm in my Psalms for sure. It's like it's just uplifting all of us, like because they got their earpieces and they're hearing. And then after we do these challenges, everybody's nervous. They don't know who's going home this week, and so it's like, hey, there was times where it's like I don't even feel like reading that Bible. Y'all know y'all felt that way before. Like I don't even feel like cracking it open. And people who wasn't saved, it's like, no, you gotta have Bible study now. We need this. We need this. And it's like people who ain't believers, who didn't grow up, and it was like, but because they actually felt the healing, that they felt those words became flesh and dwelt among us, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it was just, I want more of that. Right? For me, it was like, I can't imagine when the disciples first seen that man get up from the dead. It's like, oh my God, like it's real. But then you almost want, like the dude was blind. I knew him. I used to play with him. He was blind. And now he can see. Right? Oh man, you want more of that. And so for me, it's like, man, show me you. God, like show me, but what's happening? Bring me the gang leader. Let me give him some Jesus. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because for me, it's like, what else have we been alive for? The one who created the whole universe, and he's knocking you, want to use you. Like, for real? If Trump wanted to use me as anything, I'm there. Like, if Nick wanted to use me for anything, like, I would play this bodyguard, his driver, all of it. Like, if these people of the world that we look up to wanted to call our name, call on us to do anything, we'll be there. Like, man, the maker of the universe want to use it? Oh, man, use me up. You know what I mean? Yeah, so that's where I'm at now.
Cool. That's powerful. It's like we went there for so many more reasons than just to win, because if you're saying that they were please give us more of this, that was using you to even impart in them.
Right.
Like that is so powerful. Now that's success. The success that you talk about. That's what you came there
That's
for.
success.
That's
Absolutely. That's
ministering to them and them feeling it. Because if they felt that they wanted more of that, they will feel the presence of God.
right.
It's so powerful.
Right.
Well, with links in the bio, you can leave us your information of what you have coming up next. I know that you are not from Bakersfield, but we have a section in Bakersfield magazine called Inspiration Station Across the Nation. And so that's something that we can cover other people that are in other states, and things like that, so we can be inspired by other people around the world. And so I'm going to offer that and put it to the section of the magazine.
I love it.
Okay. So for our inspiration around the nation, I think that would be a beautiful testimony.
I appreciate it.
That's the Lord and
Pray for me. I'm hard-headed too.
hey, you know what? Guilty. He brings us back.
Right.
He brings us back. And we don't want to hurt him. When we get to a place of being hard-headed, we think about, I don't want to hurt him, because we got to think about the assignment. If we don't do what he tells us to do, then we're interfering with his purpose.
Yes.
Somebody can be like, yeah. So we get it back together because we want to be them.
I see too, being obedient, like it ain't just for us. Like if my father was obedient, it would my life is totally different. You know what I'm saying? Like so, even what we do now, our obedience, it affects so many of the people and all the kids. Like, I mean, if I choose I don't want. I mean, Hollywood now, when they turn up, we can go that way. Or if it's like, okay, God, I see what you do. You know what I'm saying? And it'll totally, they'll have different lives. So yeah.
Our choices.
Right.
Yeah. Very important. So you guys, this has been an honor working with Gabriel Cannon today and hearing, finally learning about you. And check him out in our